This is a little crazy, but I'm going to say something that you don't hardly hear me say. It's actually a nice day out.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
It's a reprieve from the normal. It's 64 today. It's supposed to have rain a little bit later, but man, is it nice out.
We want to thank RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this video.
You know, we are getting to the point where we kind of missed our RV, especially going into winter. But the one thing that we don't miss is our RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. The reason is we brought it with us. Now, we went through a couple of different iterations of the mattress, and the last one that we got for the RV, actually our son is using now, and his comfort and sleep quality is just as good as ours was with that mattress. They're just high quality mattresses. They're just made right. And they make so many different ones to fit your body style. So maybe like in our case, the first one we got was a little firm and a little warm for our taste. The second one, the Dream Foam Hybrid, that one worked out great, and that's the one he has. Now, we have one that's a signature hybrid that is incredible for the bedroom now. But all of these, you know, they're shipped for free. You get a 120-night sleep trial, which is 4 months if you haven't done the math on that. And, you know, if you like the mattress, you've got a 10-year warranty, which is great. Now, we have a discount code here, which you see it's 25% off now with the code Daydream. Stop everything. Something just came across our email. You can get even more on a new mattress by visiting rvmattress.com/daydream. That's in the description, that same link. And you can get 35% off your mattress by entering your number, and you're going to have a code that'll be sent directly to you that's going to give you that huge discount. This is the biggest sale of the year. Don't miss out. This is going to go until the end of the month, so the end of April while you're watching this. And 35% off on something this great is awesome. But if for some reason you're watching this a little bit later and you didn't have a chance to get into this, you can still get 25% off. All you have to do is use that same link in the description, but this time use the code Daydream during checkout.
Oh, of course I gotta close the gate because I don't want nobody eyeballing. Oh, I gotta get the trash cans. Let me go get the trash cans, and then we'll talk about this thing. No baggie though, Sully. I went and got a set of coveralls because, again, replacing stuff that I used to have before. Yeah, don't have coveralls. Got them now. What I'm waiting on is the post office to deliver an Amazon part. Oh, like everything else, parts aren't the right parts. It could be on I might have ordered that wrong. I got caught up in the word transmission and didn't look for transmission cooler, but it still don't seem right regardless. So I don't have much choice here. Let me get underneath there and see if I can figure something out, but more and more it's looking bad. Okay, not fixed. Definitely not fixed. I screwed around with it for a while, and it's not good. I'll show you something that's kind of strange. When I go to clamp on, you know, the clamp to compress that compression fitting, flares the nut and blows it out. I don't know how to describe that, but it just basically, this part here, it just pushes out the back of it instead of this thing holding it and compressing it. Listen, I've done lots and lots and lots and lots of compression lines. I remember back whenever Heidi and I first started dating, we had bought a car that had a bad brake line. And I took it up to just a cheap shop that was in the area, and I said, hey, can you guys bend brake line? You know, instead of me trying to figure out all the fittings and, you know, getting a double flare tool and all that stuff, can you put a double flare on this and just repair this section that's bad? Because honestly,
The rest of the brake line was good. I know that's not the rule, that's the exception. The rule is sort of with brake lines, if it's rusty in one spot, as soon as you start messing with it, it starts breaking in 4 or 5 other spots. But in this case, for whatever reason, this car had a section that was rusted. I don't know, probably about as long as my, hang loose there. And when I mentioned it to him, he says, you could put a compression fitting on there. And I said,
What?
I said, I was always under the impression that they were illegal. I mean, I know when I first learned about brake lines and working on them and stuff, I thought, I'll put a compression fitting on it. And that must have been in 82, I think. Yeah, I think it was about 1982, maybe 83. And I thought, I'll put a compression fitting. I don't remember what I was working on, but somebody said, no, you can't put compression fittings on brake lines. They're illegal. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange because compression fittings can hold a lot of pressure. And anyway, so I have this shop in front of me telling me, hey, you can put a compression fitting on there. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm like, well, shoot, I can do that. So that's exactly what I did. And come to find out, yeah, compression fittings were okay. I know those compression fittings like to compress the line a little bit whenever they're working. The ferrule likes to compress, but also the line itself likes to compress a little bit under the pressure of that ferrule. That wall's so thick, it'd be hard for it to do. So I just told Heidi, I said, you know what, screw this. Just get me some 3/8 ID high pressure hose. I only need maybe about that much. And I told her to get me 4 high pressure hose clamps that will fit the outside of that hose, because this is going on long enough. We talk about all the stuff we got rid of, and that is one thing. I had a whole box of scrap hose that I had for, well, there was pieces of hose in there from 1988. So from 88 until we sold the house, and those little pieces of hose, I know I had high pressure hose in there, and I could have fixed this because I had high pressure clamps. I do miss having all the little bits and pieces. I mean, that's why people used to come to my shop to get their stuff fixed, because most of the time I would just charge them for miscellaneous. And, I'd go to one of my scrap drawers, and I had stuff, all organized as much as possible. I had pretty much every little thing that you could imagine just from accumulating stuff over the years. Sometimes I would scrap out a mower and have stuff. Sometimes I'd scrap out a car and I'd have stuff. Motorcycle stuff, moped stuff, and of course mower things. So I always had that. I just always had that stuff laying around. And now I don't. So it's not like I can go to that magic box and just pull out that hose that I need and grab the clamps and throw it on and be done with it. So I gotta buy it. So that, I guess I could say, if I continue to fix stuff like this, repair stuff like this, I do miss that. I miss not having all that weird stuff. But other than that, I wouldn't want to store all that. Oh, another day. And it's in the morning. And it's on a Saturday. Heidi's working a little short day today. And I need to get this stuff done. But it looks awful rainy and cloudy. And yuck. So I need to put all this back together because I've got review product that's starting to come in delivery today, FedEx, and I need the room. If all goes according to plan, I have like 5 e-bikes that are going to be coming. And yeah, I need to buckle down. It's funny how that stuff works. Heidi and I, we do things slightly different from each other when it comes to work. Heidi, if she is sitting still and she has nothing to do, she can relax for a short amount of time, and then she just gets real fidgety and she has to go make work. She has to go make herself do something. I'm not familiar with that. I know occasionally I get bored and I want to go do something. And every once in a while I'll start up a project out of the blue for no reason at all. When I've got stuff to do, and I get stuff that's piled up, I have a tendency to work a little bit better because I have, you know, I'm a body in motion. You know, the one of the was that theories of relativity? Yeah, I'm a body at motion, and I have a tendency to stay in motion at that point in time.
Well, the mess has been made, and I think it's fixed. I can't tell though. I got to take it for a little drive, run it through the gears, get some pressure in the lines a little bit more than what's just at idle. Out of this gallon jug, let me just put it this way, I have a little bit left. It was definitely leaking. So, man, I'll tell you, I had somebody, it was funny because this truck has been sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting, and the leak has not been an issue. You know, I actually put this on Facebook Marketplace, put in the ad that it leaks, the truck leaks. You know, somebody, you may want to take a look at it. And I thought, now I'm going to go ahead and fix this. After it's been on Facebook Marketplace for sale for 2 months, 2.5 months, go figure that the day that I decided, okay, let me go ahead and take the transmission line, you know, see where it's leaking at, finding out that it's, you know, where the line is that it's leaking. And as soon as I took it apart and drained it, it was probably, oh, I don't know. And 15 minutes after that Heidi had sent me a message, said, hey, I know that you're probably going to work on the truck, and there's a guy that's interested in the truck. He wants to come see it at 11. So I thought, oh, well, this, you know, maybe I'll be able to fix this really quick because the leak can't be that bad. And he can come take a look at it. Fast forward to whatever, all this that's going on. All right, took it for a drive, checked it out, and it's definitely not leaking. If you come out here, the truck was running. I moved it around. I backed it in. I've done all kinds of stuff. Of course, I drove it around the block, and there's none. And before, I'd have to shut it off immediately. It would be dripping all the time, you know, especially when it was running and it was warm. So that's fixed. Now I'm trying to figure out, you guys tell me what you think. I think Heidi should be able to get her car over on this side, and our son should still be able to get out. And we really need to do something about our driveway. Go to YouTube. Oy. And it's not as nice as it was just a few days ago. We had a reprieve, and the cold weather showed back up and snow. But it's this time of year, this stuff happens. Just glad that the sun angle's high enough that we're starting to kill all the snow right away. If you guys are from the south, you lived in the south all your life, you never really experienced winters for any period of time. The sun angles are slowly getting higher here in Ohio, but whenever you see you know, a high temperature for the day, like today's high temperature is, depending on who you listen to, anywhere between 48 and 52. We last night it was 27, and this morning when Heidi went to work with the wind chill, it was 17. So you can see there's a big variety there. But getting back to what I was saying, the high temperature, you know, for this time of year, it's not like Florida. You know, Florida, you hear, oh, the high temperature is going to be 85 today. Well, the thing is you wake up in the morning and it's 74 or 75. That's not the way it works up here. Up here, it will take all the way until 4 p.m. today to get to that high. So we'll see everything in between the 20-some degrees that we experienced last night all the way up to the high temperature, whatever that may be, 48, 52. But it will take all day to get there. So you pretty much slowly unfreeze if you get up early in the morning. So yeah, that's the other thing that I noticed when we lived down south, you know, for the winters. I couldn't believe how much more usable each day was as far as weather was concerned, meaning that if you get up in the morning early, you have that whole day to operate and do whatever you need. It may be slightly chilly in the morning, but in a matter of no time at all, it's nice, and it stays nice for hours. Not only that, but of course, the time that it is cold, I mean, there was only, I think the most that we experienced was 2 weeks that it was kind of pretty darn cold to where we didn't want to go outside or really mess around with anything. Yeah, well, that's not up here. Up here, it will be, we have 3 good months that you can count on. Very little rain, the ground being dry and not muddy, and the weather being warm enough that you can operate. And even in the evenings, it doesn't get real cold or anything like that. It stays warm. It stays comfortable. We have like 3 months of that out of the year versus Florida, other than the summer being just really a handful to deal with, unless you like the heat, which we do. It's different. You have, so many more months out of the year that you can actually do stuff. You can actually plan on doing stuff. Heidi and I have the theory that, people say, I don't know, people down south, they kind of move at a slower pace. Well, I can see why. There's nothing hectic about the trying to get something done, as far as weather-wise is concerned, unless storms are coming or a hurricane. There's never really necessarily a rush to get something done, where up here we have such a limited window to get things done that, you got to move on them quickly. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like today I could say, you know what, I think I'm going to paint the whole fence. I can't do that. The fence actually has snow on it. It's not even thawed. I couldn't do that. Yeah, it's just funny. It's a different way of operating. So, all right, let me operate. All right, so we got all the floor dry up off of the ground. I had to dispose of some of it. You guys know you can reuse floor dry, right? Please tell me you do. Yeah, if it's not heavily saturated, you can reuse it. You just put it back into, in my case, I put it in a 5-gallon bucket. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for FedEx to deliver something. I'm going to let the garage warm up. I've got work I need to do, and I'd like to do it out in the driveway, to tell you the truth. So what I'm going to do is wait till FedEx shows up and make a decision at that point how I'm going to handle it. But yeah, in the meantime, again, I know it don't look like much, but this is nice. It's getting there. Good morning, YouTube, or no, actually afternoon, and it's a wonderful day. It's actually a decent day today. We're looking at about 64, I believe, or right now it's 62, and it's about 1 o'clock. I'm getting a slow start to the day. Why am I getting a slow start to the day? Sciatica. Whenever I sit down, the problem persists. Somebody had commented, I'm not sure who that is. Everybody cover their ears, mute their TV. I'm getting ready to say the A word. Maybe I'll just mute it. Turn on garage light and let there be light. Somebody had actually mentioned in the comments they experienced the same problem, that sitting actually causes more of a problem. They have a herniated disc. Well, I've told this story before. I'm not going to get into it, guys, on the level, so don't all go, oh man. But I've always been able to lift whatever I can lift. So if I can't lift it, it's because it's just physically too heavy. I mean, I can strain, grunt, moan, whatever, and I've always pretty much been able to lift whatever I needed to lift. That's pretty much all my life. Then it all changed one day
when my brother and my nephew came to the house, and they both, my brother wanted to leave his toolbox with me because he didn't have a place to keep it at the time. Him, my nephew, who's, I don't know, at the time, he might have been 22, 23, 24. And my brother, who's actually bigger than I am, a little bit taller, they picked up this box, both of them, and they set it on the lift table. Now it's the next morning. It's early. I just got up, and I came out and I picked up the box, and it's heavy. I mean, it's a heavy box, but again, all my life I've picked up pretty much everything I've ever wanted to. So I was trying to set it down gently, and about halfway down, something in my back, it felt like somebody took a guitar string and went bing, and it just snapped in my back, and the pain was excruciating. It put me on my knees. I've never experienced that before. I couldn't even breathe without it hurting. Every little tiny movement I made hurt. So I'm on my knees in the garage, and I crawled over to, at that time we had landline at the house. I went over and I paged all the handsets in the house, and my kids answered, and they weren't very old. I mean, they might have been 12 and 13, and my daughter's real tiny. I mean, even today, she's only about this tall and weighs about 105 pounds. I told them, I said, you guys have to come out and help me get into the house. And they came out, and I leaned on them. I mean, they were like wanting to take a break just to even go from the garage to the house. We got up in the house. I got in bed. They took off my shoes, and I laid in bed for 2.5 days straight. After about 4 days, I got up, and we had crutches downstairs, and I used the crutches as canes, and I could walk. I mean, I took the smallest steps. And anyways, I slowly recovered. Took forever for me to be able to walk, and I thought, I'm never going to be able to lift anything again. Well, actually, that wasn't the case. I got to the point where I was working and doing everything that I normally did all over again. All right. Now, fast forward to now. And again, I can pick up and move everything. I'm just cautious when I do it, but I mean, I can pick up some pretty heavy stuff. I just got to watch how I articulate my body when I can pick it up. I do all these bike reviews, and I unload the bikes out of the back of the FedEx truck or whatever and set it on the cart, and I move it around in here, and these coolers and stuff. I mean, I can pick up and move this stuff around. But for whatever reason, I woke up one morning and my back was hurting, but it was in a weird way. It was down my whole right leg, and it's like I had mentioned before, it's like getting a shot in the buttocks all the time that hurts, and it just runs all the way down my leg. And my second toe is numb, and the top of my foot is numb, and there's a point behind just above my calf, on the backside of my calf, that hurts real bad. It's just weird. And I'm assuming it's sciatica, and as somebody had mentioned about a herniated disc, I think that's what had happened with my back years ago. First of all, I have to be in pretty bad shape to want to go to the doctor in the first place. Secondly, I'd have to be in really bad shape to the point where they said, yeah, we're gonna give you some sort of surgery. That's like, unless they can give me some guarantees and promises and stuff like that, I just don't see it. So, but anyways, that's what I'm dealing with. Boy, how is it that I said I'm not getting into it, and that's exactly what I did. I have reviews to be done. You guys that subscribe to us that like to watch those reviews, I've got some stuff coming up, or you've already seen it potentially. That's why I'm out here, because I think my workload's going to get piled up really, really fast. Well, let me do this real quick. I hear my furnace running. Set the temperature to 70.
The heat's set to 70.
I hear the furnace running. So the other night, believe it or not, Heidi was pretty warm in our bedroom, and we keep our bedroom door closed, and we keep it about anywhere between 60 and 65.
And for whatever reason, the other day, whenever it started to warm up, it actually got up to about 68, and she couldn't sleep very well. And I'm kind of the same way. I like it nice and cool in there. So she says, man, I wish you would have uncovered the air conditioner so we could turn on the air just for a short time. It's an outdoor breaker that you flip. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Maybe with you guys watching. I think it's different for everybody, but we'll look real quick here. Yeah, I don't know why they hide it up here and make it difficult to see, but you can see what you do here. You pull that out, you turn it around, and you put it right back in again. But you got to put it in actually. There we go. There. So now that's connected. And that's free. Well, that looks nice still. I have to say that whenever you are in, a state that the weather's nice almost every day, you just get complacent about it and you don't think about it much, and you really don't necessarily appreciate how nice the days are and what they could be like. Whereas here you see those cold, muddy, wet, snowy, rainy, dreary days, and then whenever you get a day like today, you're like, wow, is this just beautiful. Now, of course, if you were down south right now, people would be going, ooh, it's kind of chilly, because there is a slight breeze. And it is, like I said, only about 62, but it's way better than it could be, which is happening in about 5 days' time. We'll have a little bit of potential for snowflakes, not snowfall, but just snowflakes, and it'll be in the 30s again, the upper 30s, maybe 40s, but still. All right, guys, I want to talk about a hitch that I thought was going to be pretty cool for the truck, and it is a great design. I think it's awesome. Now, this isn't going to be for a travel trailer. This would be for like a pop-up. If you have a pop-up camper, which, believe it or not, Heidi and I has actually looked at pop-up campers, just to maybe have something. But as far as our utility trailer that I haul my zero turn around with, I thought this would be something to try out. So this is City Mons, the word city and then M-O-N-S. City Mons is the name of the business. And it comes in either a 2-inch or a 4-inch. We just need a 2-inch. The truck's not very tall. And it'll handle a trailer weight of 7,500 pounds and a tongue weight of 750 pounds. Now, if you guys know, your normal hitch, which I thought I had one around here somewhere. I think maybe it's in the truck. On a normal hitch, you slide in the receiver, you put in a pin. Well, if you don't want somebody to steal that, or your trailer or whatever, you'll get a locking pin. So you're into like another $20 for a locking pin, maybe $25 for a good one. And then, of course, the receiver itself with the ball, you're into whatever money that cost. I think maybe $36. But a rattle situation, now you need to buy a rattle clamp that goes on it that you tighten down, and I think that's like $30 for a really good one. This thing does it all. It does it all together. So this is what you get: fully assembled set of keys. Comes with a ball, 2-inch ball, and it's really thick. This plate's really thick. Of course, you can flip this and you can make it a lift if you want, but this one's a 2-inch drop. It's awesome because, you've got a solid piece here for the most part, but there's mechanisms inside. So you have this piece here and this piece here. That's kind of the highlight of this. And of course, this knob. You could turn this knob and it's not going to do anything until you put the key in there. It's a double-sided key. And you do a 1/4 of a turn. And the instructions are actually on here, but not much to be instructed on. Of course, you want to have both keys on here, so this will flop around. It'll look a little awkward when I do this. But once that key's in there and that 1/4 of a turn, when you start turning this knob with your receiver and your hitch, the pin comes out. The locking pin actually comes out. Now I'm going to say that one of the downfalls I see is you got to turn it a ton of times for that pin to get to the point where it's in its lock position. So of course, just imagine yourself, you've got this in your truck receiver, and you're turning this as you're there kneeling. Once you get it so far, the pin will be in a completely out locked position. And then you continue to turn, and this piece comes out right here. And instead of it being square, it makes it to where it jams up against the side of your receiver. Now you'll just crank this, pretty hard. No wrenches, no tools are necessary. You'll turn this until this thing is jammed into the corner, which it won't come out this far. But once you get it to the position that makes it to where it's not going to rattle, you just turn your key a quarter of a turn and take it out again. Now this knob will turn all day long, but it's not doing anything. It's not making this go in or out. So it's really cool because then there's no rattle. I like the idea. Now the only thing I'd be concerned with, which you definitely want to check, is the distance that you have between the knob and your pin on your vehicle, your receiver that you currently have. Let me go ahead and unlock that. There we go. Like I said, if I had just one key, it'd be a little bit easier to do this. And whenever you go to take it out, you do this, and the jam part here, this part, it retracts itself first. Once it's all the way in, then the locking pin starts to retract. Once we get so far, the pin will be recessed like so, completely recessed on both sides. And then again, you can just turn the key, remove it, and cover the plug. And that's it. I think it's pretty cool. So I'll put a link in the description down below if you guys are looking for this. I think this is on a Kickstarter right now, so there may be some design changes. This isn't going to be an exact science, but it'll get you pretty close. Just make sure your receiver depth will allow for the knob without hitting the end of the receiver, your square tube. And your hole is 2 inches back. So from here to here is 2 inches. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And again, you can get this in a 4-inch drop also. You guys probably have a taller truck than I do. I mean, this old truck I have is pretty low. Of course, this works for SUVs. Anything with a 2 by 2 inch receiver. All right, that's it. Let's go back to the video. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. So, it's another beautiful day. Yesterday, I had talked with you guys a bit. I got done shooting one single review. Let me mute this for you guys so don't freak everybody out. Turn on garage light. It's pretty much an absolute mirror of yesterday. Yesterday, though, we got up to 68, I believe, and today we might be in the lower 70s or at 70. But it's another really gorgeous day. The raccoons are back. Oh, I see how they got in. Oh. And when I say raccoons, I'm talking about one raccoon right now. Oh, nice. Yeah. They push this rock over. Little bastards. Well, that's okay. Because we got some rocks up there too. Let's try doing something like that. Haven't really got out here in the yard at all this year. A lot of flowers are coming up over here. That's one of the things that the weatherman said. Because of our way much warmer than average February, which I think he said something was like it's the 4th warmest February on record. We've got pre-bloom stuff that maybe shouldn't be here. And you can see there's some over there too. I was coming over to take a look at the trailer. Looked like it survived pretty well this winter. Even though I didn't want to leave it out here uncovered, that's exactly what I did. But I think we'll be getting that out soon. You guys don't ever get to go upstairs. He's got baking soda everywhere. That's hilarious.
What's hilarious?
Baking soda everywhere. So Heidi's in her bedroom doing something. It is kind of warm in here. I'm going to try this thing called a fan. Let's see if that helps you out. Oh, you moved the dresser. Heidi moved the dresser over here.
I don't know if you're going to be a fan of that.
That's all right. I can get around it. So yeah, this is the magic room, which we do the videos for Brooklyn Bedding in here, which we're about to do for another video.
Yep.
We love it. We do. I mean, it's funny because just last night Heidi said, "You know what? The bed feels extra comfortable tonight." I said, "We must be extra tired or something." So she's up here working. I want to show you guys though. This is a lot of the stuff we used to. I don't know. Did we ever show them like in here?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you guys ever seen like this? Is our little closets.
That needs redone.
The roof needs redone in here, and the floor needs finished. I got an automatic light in here. But you see the roof had fallen down. They had a water leak. And this is old wall. Drywall, but it's old drywall. And you can see where they stopped with the finished floor. This is what it looks like underneath all of our carpets. This is exactly what it looks like. So it's not like the floors are horrible. But yeah, we'll need to extend the staining on this. And we'll have to, we already got a guy that's coming in and looked at all this, so we can get him to do all this, because I can't do this shit. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, especially when you get down there, and that piece is actually curved, it looks like, which I know it's not. No,
We didn't have to curve it.
okay, well, the top's curved.
He wasn't a fan of it either. He said that I said it could be all straight and boxy, because this is just going to be a closet.
Yeah.
And redoing the floors, Michael's stretching that. That's like,
Yeah, it's just stain.
peaceful and annoying.
No, that's easy. No, we can just stain it. It ain't hard to do.
He said we.
Oh. So, yeah. Heidi will be in here staining it. The one thing I don't like about this closet, I never liked about this closet, is this coat rack I don't think should go here. It should be here. It should be a hanging closet right here. And I think that the clothes should, you know what, maybe I'll look at some of these more broad hangers and see if we can get away with it. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the door would just barely brush it. So it'd just be like right here.
Yeah.
And we'd have all the way across, and then maybe a shelf on top of it. Not very big, so the light still comes through. Yeah, I got these cheap automatic lights on Amazon, and they work real well. They got a built-in sensor. You just screw it in the place of a normal light bulb. So that's what that closet looks like. I don't have a flashlight up here, do I?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, nice. Ooh, where'd we get this one?
I think we got it free at the RV show.
Oh, yeah, we did. I remember now. Okay, this is our son's room. So we're not supposed to be in here.
Turn the light off then.
But this is the other big closet that you can get to from the hallway. Now this one don't have an automatic light. And again, I still think that the clothes rack should be, this way, across this way, so that you can then utilize the rest of this a little bit easier. I mean, honestly, you could put a clothes rack at the height that this one's at, and then a little bit further back, put a clothes rack that's lower, and have two levels and have plenty. I mean, that'd be plenty. Now, the reason that you see all these holes in the wall and stuff is because the previous tenant decided that cleaning out all of the house, the most important thing he thought he should do is take out all the shelvings. This was all rack shelving in here that was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. And he decided, oh no, I got to take that out. In the meantime, he left everything else. But again, I've talked about this too in a previous video. You guys, is this a tie? Is that what this is for, is ties? I mean, look how old this is. They're like little clothespins. So I'm assuming you put ties in here. And I figured that's what this is. It's a tie rack. Looks like this piece is bent right here. I don't want to break it, but it's obvious that that's bent up. But yeah, and then this box here, I had to rebuild. The vent, the air conditioning heating vent comes up from downstairs in the basement, and this is how he empties here. Well, actually, it comes from the hallway. But yeah, here's the other door. Now this was added by somebody at some point. I still have not figured out the reason why they thought they needed to have a closet door into the hallway. But this house was so strange with a lot of the stuff that they did here. What kind of person has a lock on the outside of a bedroom door? I mean, what was going on there?
Yeah. Bad thing.
Yeah, so they had a clasp padlock right here for this door. I don't understand that.
Couldn't have been any good.
Yeah, it couldn't be right. It couldn't be anything good. So I think something was going on there. Now, this area here, again, just ignore all this. This is his room. He do whatever he wants in here. I'm gonna move this guitar. There should be an air conditioner here, but there's no light at all. And you can see how short this door is. I mean, it's not even, it's up to my chest. And I told him to use this in here. And again, you can see they stained the floor, right? To some extent. They put a pipe across here for a thing, but this is all open. This is what the roof looks like. And you can see down there where it had leaked in the past. Again, none of this leaks now, but it had leaked in the past. So that needs redone, which again, we got a guy that said he would do all this. And then we need to stain the floor. Oh, and he's got to replace the wood. That's right. Where it leaked in the past, it put a hole in the floor. So we need to put a new board in there and restain the floor. Now, this thing here is a combination of a couple things. This is the bathroom. This is the back of the bathtub, the drain for the bathtub. This is also the stink pipe. This is part of the stink pipe system from downstairs. You know, this goes all the way to the basement. Some of these old cast iron pipes go all the way to the basement and out the roof. What we want to do is access that more up there and potentially put a vent to vent all that out. You kind of see what it looks like there. What we also want to do is make the bathroom different, because this bathtub crap is just for the birds. So here's the room of rooms. This is the room that turn on bathroom light 100%. So the floor is too high. It's got multiple layers on it. The bathtub is shot. It's junk. It don't leak, but it's shot. It should never be in here. The whole thing needs gone. This wall needs gone. This dividing wall, because there's no room in here. This is worse than a lot of the RVs that we've owned to use the bathroom. I mean, I can barely get in there. My shoulders almost touch when I stand here. I don't know if I'd show it on the camera this way. Yeah, look. How can I mean, my elbows, I can't get my body in here. My shoulders are almost there. That's how much room I have between my shoulders. So it's just dumb. This is all broken up and dumb. This is a complete remodel in here.
We do love this. I mean, this is all built in from the, this is why it's called a craftsman home. We just kind of threw stuff in there. You see, it's nothing incredible, but yeah, we like this. I mean, this, obviously, we ain't gonna do nothing with that. We'll have to finish off the drawers. There's some open areas there that we need to take care of. But this needs redone. All this,
Janky.
it's just janky, yeah. It's really janky. So,
Functional, but janky.
well, not functional for me.
Well,
I don't ever get to use this bathroom unless it's an emergency. So I got to go downstairs to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, except for to take a pee. So
Yeah,
we need to get
that's
rid of
all.
this. This needs
yeah.
this wall. If this wall, this is what Heidi and I discuss, and we'll ask you guys what you think.
I don't care what they do.
Yeah, get their ideas. Maybe they say, "Oh yeah, we had the same problem. This is what you do."
Oh,
So what we would like to do is have a walk-in shower that's only maybe this big. I mean, that's all the bigger it needs to be.
yeah.
And if we have a walk-in shower that's that big, that means this wall can go away,
And that
or-
little piece there.
or
can
it
go
could be
away.
relocated a little bit. But you've seen all the plumbing that's involved. The plumbing that goes to the shower is really the only plumbing that I know of that comes all the way up from the basement. So if we eliminate this bathtub setup, that means we can eliminate this wall that is housing the plumbing that's in this little door. And we can utilize the plumbing that's in that room to go right to the shower. So, I mean, it would be nothing more than the controls for the shower would be on the wall instead of over here. They would be over there on the wall, and it'd make life a lot easier. I don't know. I don't know what the drain looks like for here and where it goes. We might have to tie into that. That may change things. If anything, our shower, if they just moved it to where it begins here, a wall begins here instead of over here, just move this whole thing here,
Right.
and then have a walk-in shower that goes to here, and then a linen closet, that'd be fine. I mean, I could deal with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, but we would like to have a decent-sized walk-in shower.
I was just thinking, if a new family buys this,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna want a bathtub,
Well, there's one in the basement right now.
which will probably still be there when we leave.
Yeah, we need to do something about that. But anyways, we also had the guy that wanted to do the work. We had him take a look at this so he could get an idea of what would be involved. Obviously, this needs thrown out with a vengeance.
It's
All the mirrors can go, the light fixture, which is kind of cool, it can go. I've got a router up here from T-Mobile because I get a better signal up here. But
Alright.
all this stuff needs gone.
you need to go.
What do I need to go?
I want to sweep the steps.
Oh, I see. So what do you want me to carry? The basket?
Just the basket. I took everything else.
All
out.
right.
But yeah, I swept all up here, and I gotta do the steps.
Do the
It's not
steps.
gonna be fun.
Oh, what's in here? Ooh, it's heavy.
I don't remember.
1,000 pounds.
I don't know how I'm sweeping these steps.
We got creaky steps. But we could get rid of the creaky steps if I just cut a hole in that wall and get into the... There used to be a door there. I've talked about that before. You can see it almost right here. See this line? This is our grandson painting fingernail polish. And then there's a line sort of across here. So there was a door there, and they closed it off. Well, if I could get back in there, I could run a couple screws up into the steps. So that's what's going on. All right, let's see if it smells better in here. Oh, my word, it does. Okay, so we've always had a little bit of an odor in here, and it's because underneath these floorboards is just open dirt. There's gravel, but this was a porch. So just imagine what a traditional porch looks like on an older house. It's, wood planks, hardwood planks, and then there's a wall, which should be a brick wall, even though there's wood on the inside here. It's brick on the outside. And that's what it was. That's all it was. This was all open. And whatever's down there, I think they had rodents in there at one point in time. I don't know if anything's ever lived in there as far as, like possums or something. But there's a smell that permeates and comes in here. So why did I come out here and go, oh, it smells better? Heidi bought one of those ozone generator things. And they're a tricky thing to use. Come out here and look at better weather while I'm talking to you guys. Anyways, that ozone generator is kind of a strange bird to use. It works, but don't overkill it unless you have the ability to let it air out for a really long time. It's supposedly supposed to take care of smells. It doesn't clean anything, but I don't know. Heidi and I used it in our bedroom because Heidi has a real sensitive nose, and she's like, the bedroom, the bedroom's got. I don't know how to describe it. We've changed the sheets and the blankets and the pillow. She is always laundering those things because she thinks it has something to do with the bed. So she keeps on changing out all the bedding and everything. And I told her, I said, it doesn't make a difference because literally the very next day after you do the laundry and you don't smell the linens, the freshness of the linens that's usually last a day or so, that will make the room smell a little bit different. It goes right back to what she keeps on saying, it smells like a septic in here or something. So anyways, we used that ozone generator in the room, and I did an overkill on it. And what I mean is I put it on like an hour. Now, that room is so small, it should have been only on for like 15 minutes, maybe 20. So then I opened the window and let it air out. It took a long time for it to air out. I even had a fan in the window. And the thing is, just to let you guys know, if you do it overkill like I did, I went in with a short sleeve shirt on and I had shorts on also. They're kind of just my sleep clothes, I guess. No, actually, the shirt was an outside shirt. And I walked into the room with the window already prepared, the curtains pulled, the blind up, and the window unlocked, so I could go in and hold my breath. You're not supposed to breathe that ozone. So I held my breath. I'm watching FedEx. Okay. The reason is because that just got delivered yesterday. That's what I'm out here to do a review today. And I've got 2 more coming on Monday. And I was hoping that they didn't come early. It's like, So whenever I went in that room, I beelined right to the holding my breath. And I came out of that room, and the hair in my arms and my hair, that smell just permeated. It was all over me. It was just the most horrible smell. So I had to go down and take a shower. But we learned. So the next time that we used it in our bathroom upstairs. And it worked really well because I set it on the amount of time that it should have been set on. Which I should have done in the first place because it even says in the instructions, which I read, that said, try to do it, the amount of time that they recommend, and if it needs a little more, a day later or so, go back and do it again. I just thought, screw it, I'll just really saturate it and make sure it gets done the first time. Don't do it that way. So then I did it on the back porch, which the back porch is really easy. And like I said, you can do an overkill at that point because it's really easy to aerate, and we didn't have to go through that room at all. So I set it up for 45 minutes or an hour. And then after it shut off, I just opened the door and I let it air out for 3 hours. And it was fine after that. You couldn't even tell. And it smelled cleaner in there. And I noticed, just now it smelled cleaner also. So that's what I came out here to do, though, is get this review thing taken care of. Kind of a different review. The company's asking me to do an unboxing with narration of how to do the assembly. I think they want to use it on some level. And then they want a whole bunch of photos of different scenery, riding that. You guys won't see that stuff. That goes directly to them. But
Oh, check this out too, guys. I have no idea. I had a. You guys ever have a sty in your eye? Most people did, or have in their life. And I have. I had a sty in my upper eyelid that was like just below my eyelashes, so I could see it. I mean, you could actually see it. With like with usually you have to like pull back your eyelid a little bit and look. Well, I saw it there, and I'm like, well, shoot, this is like some sort of a blemish or something. So I kind of squeezed it a little bit, and there was something that had come out of it slightly, and then a little bit of blood came out, and I went ahead and just daubed it with a Kleenex, and it was better. And then the next day, it seemed okay. It was itchy. It was a little itchy the next day. Now, I do have a skin tag on my eyelid. I don't think that has anything to do with anything, but check out what my eye's been. This is the last 2 days. Looks like I've been punched in the eye. My eyes normally look like this, and I got this going on. I don't know what the deal is, but it's actually gone down a little bit. That's crazy. Yeah, it's the dumbest thing ever. All right, let me get working here. Well, I got done with that assembly. I'll tell you what, these bikes still amaze me as far as what's being offered. This bike is, as far as I'm concerned, way better than HEIDI's, what's that called? The very first one she had that looked like this, but it was black. It was Rad Power. She had the Rad City step through, the third iteration at that time. And we thought it was a pretty good bike. I didn't like it necessarily, just the ergonomics of it. HEIDI liked it, and we used it quite a bit. If you remember, we did have some sort of an issue with it when we were down in Daytona with the controller, but she used it for some time. I mean, she used it for quite a bit. Now the cord's up there. I've got the charger going just to charge it up. However, this bike, I'll tell you, it has a decent amount of power. I don't even know what the wattage is of the motor or anything, but it has some little quirks here and there, but you just this bike's only $800. We paid $1,500 or $1,600 for that Rad Power bike, and here this thing is half of that. You can get all kinds of accessories. They make a hard cover for the rack. They make panniers, of course. They make a rack for the front. They make an extra bright headlight bar that goes across the handlebars. They make quite a bit. Of course, the fenders and the rack, that comes with it. It actually comes with it. So this is where you get some weird stuff. Everybody claims different things. They say motor 1,100 watts. Yeah, it's 1,100 watts, but that's peak. It's not 1,100 watts. It's probably only 750 maybe, I think, but it has turn signals. It has a front adjustable suspension. The brakes are not hydraulic, but it does have a nice display. It has a pretty loud horn. The fact that it's $7.99, of course you got to pay whatever. I don't know if there's shipping involved with this yet or not. I'll include a link. I don't even know if they are giving me a link on this, tell you the truth. But I just took this and just zipped it around in the driveway real quick. Wow, this thing's got some pickup. And it's some, I'm on it. I don't even know if this thing can handle me, to tell you the truth. It should. I think they usually do about 300, just over 300 pounds. So, yeah, I'm shocked. I got on it. I thought, here we go. Let's go ahead and try it. This motor's probably not that powerful. And I always bump it up to pedal assist 5. And I hit that thumb throttle. And it's like, woo, this thing, it's got some zip. So HEIDI's off today. I finally got in front of the camera. And she's in here cooking up, I'll say a storm, but she's cooking up some ribs. Are those going on the grill eventually or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to slow roast them or braise them or whatever. I never made these before. Short ribs.
How's the stove been working out? Been doing the job, right?
Yeah. It's doing okay.
I don't know because I don't cook, so I got to ask her.
It's doing a fine job.
So HEIDI hasn't been in front of the camera for I don't know how long, and I haven't really forced her to. Get you where some lighting pops up a little bit easier here. There we go. So what? Now you got wind. The fan's running here.
So what's the what's it your work like now?
It's better. Getting better. But of course, now we're getting into busy season, which is good.
Yeah, she's had a couple visits from higher ups, and everything looks good so far.
Yep. They've seen changes since I took over.
Positive.
Positive changes.
So that's good.
I'm working on the sales floor right now, on the floors.
If you guys don't,
Relaxing them.
when I don't remember what year it was, but the whole idea behind Ozone and Advanced Auto Parts, and now all the other ones that have come along, is that they wanted those part stores to be more friendly for women to come in, especially the ones that were coming in for their husbands, and trying to get more people, a different demographic to start buying from them. The problem is women are, they walk into a part store, and like if a guy walks into a part store, he's just like, well, I'm going to go up to the counter and get what I need, and the counter should be clean so I don't get real dirty, but I'm already dirty from working on the car, and I'm wearing my old clothes and my old boots, so I don't really care. Whereas when women walk in, the first thing they do is look at the floor, look at the shelves, look at the countertop, look at the people to see how clean they are. And so they, for years now, I guess we can say decades, they've been, wanting those stores to look that way. However, if it's not kept up on, those stores can fall to the wayside. And Heidi's store was one of them. Her floors were horrible in there. They were, I don't even know what they say.
It's an old Western Auto from the 90s.
Oh my God, I didn't know
and
that.
It has the same flooring.
Oh
and
my
then they
word.
put that fish bowl in.
The fish tank? Or?
Yeah, they call it the fish bowl. It's at the entrance. It's for when you open the doors. We're not losing all the heat.
It's double doors.
Yeah.
It's like, an old J.C. Penney's or old Sears building was.
Actually.
You would go through, a set of doors from the outside into a little room, and then at that point you would enter into the next, into
So
the building.
The floors have never been mopped, cleaned, swept. You know what they look like. I think maybe Michael can share a picture.
Yeah, maybe I'll find one. What is our status on RVing?
It's kind of on hold right now.
What would we have to find on Facebook Marketplace to go? Well, okay, let me put it this way. What did you try to contact somebody about?
Most recently?
Yeah, remember it was something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, it was a van.
Oh, yeah. So Heidi saw a conversion van, and she hurried up and tried to contact them because it was for the price. So the funny thing is we're not looking for a van. We're looking for a deal. We're not looking for a fifth. We're not looking for a fifth wheel. We're looking for a deal. We're not looking for a travel trailer. We're looking for a deal. We're not looking for a pop-up camper. We're looking for a deal. So if any of those categories are a deal, then we might actually entertain it. Motorhome, whatever. It don't make a difference. Yeah. And we've seen a few. The thing is, we don't want to waste our time driving a lot of miles just to find out we wasted our time. So we got to see something that pops up that looks very good, and then maybe we'll act on it then. But I'll be honest about our situation with we don't have a place to put it.
No.
I mean, we'd have to get driveway changed up. There's so much we'd have to do just to even prepare for it to come in here.
Which we may prepare for it this year.
Yeah. So you guys can stay tuned for that, but I got to go outside and I want to show you the mess I have in the garage.
Oh boy.
See if Heidi can come out and help.
I got to put this stuff in the oven, so.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see you later. All right. So we're heading outside because it's a nice day. Uh-oh, I see wind. Heidi didn't tell me nothing about wind out here. She said, "Oh, it's nice out. You should go out and maybe tackle some of your reviews." Uh-oh, I still feel wind. All right, so she was fibbing to me. It's only warm if you're in the sun. Yeah. The other thing we got going on is our lease is coming to an end for our little car here. And yeah, we gotta think about that. We stopped and looked at a Toyota Prius today. A little bit expensive. Everybody close their ears. I'll try to mute this if I can remember. Turn on garage light. Sometimes she dumb. She a little slow. So I have lots of reviews. I've done, let's see. I did a review on those 3.
I'm having trouble hearing.
Yeah, you are.
Say that again?
Yeah, shut up. So I've done a review already on the, at the time that I'm filming this, on the boxes that are in the back, that are underneath this, well, I don't know what you want to call it. So I have to do another review of one of these bikes, or assembly unboxing of one of these bikes here. Then I have another one. Then I have this one that they need a full-on review of. And then I have this one that they need a full-on review, and I think they need photos also. I can't remember. In the meantime, I also have a jump starter with air compressor that I need to do a review on. I have a truly wireless backup camera kit that is run on solar. That's going to be kind of interesting. I don't know how well that'll work. And I don't remember what's under here. Oh yeah, I have to do reviews on these two also. I don't know if you'll see them or have already seen them, but I do have to do reviews on those also. Because I get people who are like, well, that one's kind of too big. So I did a review on another one that was a little bit smaller, and I actually said something about it in the video on the thumbnail, I believe. And they said, but that one's not a dual zone refrigerator, or cooler. And I'm like, okay, I'll have to see about that. In the meantime, I thought this one was really cool. It's a drawer. I don't know if you could tell by the picture, but it's a cooler refrigerator, and it's a drawer. So you can mount it, in a cabinet or something, and you just have a drawer that opens up, and it's a refrigerator. Well, it says it goes down to -4, so that tells me it's a freezer, but they said it's a car fridge. And all these have apps. And then this one down here, because when I did the one that was a little bit smaller, I got somebody says, well, I'm looking for the dual door that's bigger. I need a bigger one. So I got the biggest one that they offered. This was a 100 quart. This thing's huge, or 95 liters. I mean, it's very big. It had to come by some kind of a truck that was tailgated or had a power drop gate on it. That's funny, because yesterday when I was outside, I could have swore I smelled sewage. I was almost positive. And here we are in the cities over there doing the same thing they did before. I think they have a blockage problem or something that, I honestly don't know what's going on, but our basement better not flood again. That's all I'm saying. Guess what's stinky? It's stinky down here. The whole basement stinks. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks like sewer. Oh, it's like this. What's the deal? What's the deal? How could we have more sewer basement stupid stuff going on than when we had a septic system? Ugh. I want to address just something in general, and that's change, and that's what we're doing here. We're changing stuff. Are we changing to where we don't want to have an RV? No. We're still actively looking for an RV. Heidi and I had mentioned there that we were, looking for a good deal, looking for something that fits what we need right now. And right now it's an inexpensive RV. So the whole idea behind the reviews and how we're, what's that word? We're kind of evolving. That's not the word but I was wanting to use, but we're kind of evolving into more reviews than anything else. It's basic. It's very basic, and it's understandable. and either you'll like it or you don't like it. I mean, there's nothing that I'm going to do that it's going to change your mind about it, but I'd like to explain what's going on to maybe alleviate your concerns. When we first started RVing, when we first started doing this channel, I should say, about RVing, it was a whole different world. There was a whole different world out there. You could buy Super Duty pickup trucks brand new for less than $40,000. You could buy fully loaded, top of the line, every option possible, high quality travel trailers for less than $32,000. You could buy fifth wheels that were completely decked out, loaded for less than $40,000. I'm talking brand new ones. All that changed. But even prior to that changing, something else was changing, and that was our generated income based on our affiliate accounts and our YouTube, the AdSense money that we're getting from YouTube. When we were at home and Heidi was still working, I had at some point what was a generous amount of YouTube money. It wasn't making us rich. Definitely not making us rich. Some people have an idea in mind of what we're not Mr. Beast. We're not PewDiePie. Even if is he even around still? We're not those people that they're bringing in $240,000, a random month here and there, that kind of thing. No, we're not bringing in anything like that. But we were bringing in enough income at that point in time, or even before you guys started watching us on this channel. My other channel, I started bringing enough money on that channel that I actually closed my small engine shop and was only doing repair videos on pretty much everything that I had to fix. It's something that I'm good at. It's something that comes very easily to me. Physically now, it's a little bit harder for me to do that stuff. Like I was fixing the truck the other day with the transmission lines, but it was something that came easy, and I was glad to share it and put it online, and because of that sharing, the views that it was being garnered at that point in time was generating income. So whenever we started this new channel, which is now an old channel, I mean, we started this back in 2014, so it's been 10 years. We are past our channelversary. We are definitely past our channelversary, so happy 10-year birthday to RVDaydream channel. When we started it, though, we didn't have a lot of expectations because it was something that was out of, a little bit different than what I had been doing, which was providing how-to. So when I started the channel, I was stuck in that same how-to more than anything else, and the revenue started being generated from this channel. And it got greater and greater, and over a period of 5 years, it was doing very well. That's one of the main reasons why we then were able to jump past our and fast forward our plan of 10 years, 9 to 10 years. We actually got to where it was like 5 years that we could hit the road and travel full time. Even before we hit the road, we started noticing a change in what the revenue was like that was coming in from Amazon affiliates first. And it got smaller. Even though there were just as many views, if not more, even though there was just as many subscribers, if not more, and even though our watch time was greater, and even though we were selling more, or I should say selling, but even though more product was being sold using our links and our video than ever, the revenue started going down. That's just corporate greed. I mean, it's one of those things that whenever these corporations first start off, they're like doing everything they can. Like, hey, everybody help me out. I'm trying to do well. Can you come shop here? Can you please come help me? You know, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do this thing. And you do, and you are their regular customer, and you're there doing your thing every week. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know that cup of coffee you come in for every morning, or that bowl of soup you like to buy, or you know how you come in every year with your kids and buy all their shoes with us? Yeah, we're going to have a 5% increase across the board, and yeah, you're still going to be affected by it. I appreciate your business. You know, it's just corporate greed. So whenever Amazon was just getting hammered and growing at unbelievable amount of rate, and then of course there was a Bezos divorce. I'm sure that took a big hunk of his money that he must like to lay in. There was a big percentage drop on Amazon affiliates, which I started noticing, like I said, before we even hit the road. But we had enough buffer that we thought, no big deal, that'll be okay. And it was, for the most part. It was. Don't get me wrong. We could still be out there traveling around just like we were before. But it was disconcerting because we liked the idea that we were doing okay, and it would give us a chance to explore a little bit more and do things that maybe we normally wouldn't. Again, not getting rich, just being able to survive out there and have some extra. Then YouTube started doing some crazy stuff with their AdSense, and all of a sudden the revenue started dropping on that. Again, with those same parameters that I just mentioned. We have more subscribers, we have more views, we have more watch time, we have more videos. All that stuff was going out, yet the revenue started going down. And this is everybody. This ain't just us. This is across the board. So with that said, Heidi and I had a discussion when we were in Kissimmee, which I mentioned in the video. We had a lot of discussions off camera, and I was telling her, I said, if this rate continues, we will get to the point where it would be beneficial for us to be in a house and actually generate income in a more traditional way, i.e. her, going back to work and working the position that she was before, and for me to reevaluate what we're doing or what we were doing and seeing if I could find another way to generate income above and beyond what I was doing. Now, again, I still have income coming in. It's just not even close to what it was before. That doesn't mean it dropped below a certain level that we couldn't live off of it. It's just we want to live a certain way and a certain lifestyle, and that requires a certain amount of money. That's plain, mathematics, plain economics. So with all of that going on, we kind of stumbled into something, and it had to do with reviews. I never considered reviews to be something that we would generate income from. But when I sat down and actually calculated it out and figured it out to where I would be given a product and I would perform a service for that product. They want certain things performed. Now, at no point in time am I going to go, wow, I can't believe that they want me to review this hand cart. And they've got it in their contract that I have to give rave reviews regardless. That is not the case. I can tell you that every one of these things is the biggest piece of junk in the world if I wish to do that, if I find that's the case. I don't see that. I have plenty of items that have come to the home while we're on the road in the RV to our mail forwarder, and also been sent to us in a mail, and they said, please review this. Nope, no way. Biggest piece of junk in the world. Nomad Internet. I wasn't happy with them at all. They sent me out a free setup. You know that I have internet, high-speed internet, that is travel, you can travel with. However, nope. It just wasn't for me. It may work for other people, it doesn't work for me. Scooters, these little sit-on scooters.
there's very few of them that I'm like, hey, that's really cool. That would be a good one, that are being offered. I get a lot of them that are offered, and I'm like, no, I won't do it. It doesn't work. It's not cool. I've had units that have come to me, and I'm like, this thing's broke. It doesn't even work. I'm not putting out a review on this. This isn't cool. However, even with that being said, and me following that guideline, these items here I believe in, or I wouldn't have talked about them. They're okay. They're nice. Some of them are really, really nice. The thing is you won't see me get overly excited necessarily about something unless it's an item that would actually fill a need. But getting back to the whole idea of that, I was doing reviews on these products, and all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, we could actually generate revenue if I do it if I set up a formula that takes in consideration the price of the item, the amount of time that's involved, and then the resale value, what that would look like. And it's a business. It becomes a business. So that's kind of the direction that I have gone with this. Instead of us out there traveling on the road talking about how nice the beaches are, and how great the restaurants are, and what the park is like, I've started talking about products that are being used or could be used for RVing. And it still pertains. However, with that said, we're still going to look at getting back into RVing and maybe being able to do reviews. But also, I want to get back to doing reviews of parks. I love doing reviews of parks and RVs. I love going out and seeing the RVs and what they have to offer, and being able to pick them apart, being able to praise them in the same manner that I do with reviews on this stuff. So that's kind of what's going on here. You've got to be able to change. And I could sit here, and I did to some extent, complain to you about extenuating circumstances that I had no control over, such as Google AdSense cutting back my revenue, and also Amazon affiliates cutting back my revenue. No fault of mine at all. But I'm not going to sit and waller in it. Oh, woe is me. It's those darn people, That's all I do. I'll just say those darn people. You won't see video after video after video after video of me just thriving on it and then pretending like I'm a victim of some crazy conspiracy, or things would be so much better if this would happen. No, that you can't do that. It's called change. Everything in this whole entire country is under a heavy change, and you have to be able to just roll with it. I don't care who's sitting in the big seat. I don't care who's coming over a river. I get up tomorrow morning and I'm going to pull up my bootstraps and go to do the thing, go to work, do the same thing that I've always done. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't affect me. When it starts affecting me, and I don't know when this would be, because this is stuff that I've been hearing. You can hear the weed eaters going. I've been hearing this kind of chatter since I was in high school. Oh my, this whole Iran-Contra affair is going to cause a political rift that's going to make our economy just falter or thrive or whatever. And then, trickle down economics and, all that crap. This is something that's been going on for years, and it's all about change in the way that you address it. And I'm going to tell you, it's a frame of mind. It's just like, and I'm going to talk about something that I'm not good at all, dieting. I'm not good at dieting. Look at me. I'm huge. However, I know that they've done studies of people that are skinny all the time, that are just constantly in shape, that don't have a problem with weight. And you know why those people don't have a problem with weight? It's because if they get up in the morning and they decide they're going to eat a big breakfast with pancakes and lots of syrup, and then they go to lunch and they eat lunch out and they buy some really unhealthy food, and then at night they have a couple of bowls of ice cream instead of just one bowl of ice cream, they don't go to bed at night then saying, oh, that's it, I blew it today, I blew it, so there's no sense in me trying to follow any kind of a good, healthy eating pattern tomorrow. That's what fat people do that are on diets. You know, we talk about, wow, I should be eating healthy. I should be eating healthy, and you do. You go on a diet of some kind. You actually start watching what you eat. You try to get out to the gym, or you're trying to walk so many miles a day or so many minutes a day. You're trying to exercise, and when you miss one day, when you miss one meal, you blow it. You do something wrong. Most of the people go, screw it. I done screwed up that whole plan. Might as well just go back to ordering pizza every weekend and eating McDonald's every day. There's no sense in that because I already ruined it. It's gone. It's ruined. That's the same with, again, change that's going on in this country. It's not ruined. It's just do what you were doing the day before. Who cares what happened? Maybe the cost of eggs cost more money. Big deal. You know what went down in price? The cost to have a cell phone. Why don't anybody complain about that? Remember how much cell phones used to cost? Do you guys remember when you paid for internet and you had to watch how long you were on AOL? You had to log on to AOL and hope that you didn't go over the amount of time that you paid for. Same with your phone. Oh, I can only send so many text messages. And the funny part is the phones still warn you a lot of times whenever you're doing, when I have FedEx going to send me delivery information or update me, they say charges may apply. I don't even know who that applies to anymore. If you're paying for text messages, you need to get off that plan. But nobody talks about how nice that is now and how fast internet is. How many of you remember sitting, just listening to your computer making all that screeching noise when it's trying to log in? And then when pages were loading, how many of you remember the page loading? It was so slow. I mean, now this stuff is so fast and it's cheap. It's really cheap. We pay for internet here. I think it's $80 a month. I think it's $79 a month to be exact. And I get 1 gigabyte download, 1 gigabyte upload speeds. That is crazy. Years ago, that was unheard of. Change is change. Just embrace it. Don't go with the defeated mentality of, oh, this is negative and the world's, that's it, might as well screw this entire country because the fact that we've got this one problem going on, that makes it all bad. Everything's bad about it. Just quit it. Your life will be so much easier if you do. So again, change. That's what this whole thing's about. We've changed the way we're doing things, and we're still continuing to change. Every day, I'm searching for RVs. Every day. I'm searching for trucks every day. I'm searching for vans, motorhomes, pop-up campers, but I've got to find what fits us. It's got to be the right one. It's got to be the right amount. There's so many things that have to line up just right for us to jump into that. So whether it happens next month, whether it happens next year, I don't know, because it's all what gets exposed and shown to me, and if we fall into it, that's great. So I just wanted to touch base on that because I know that a lot of you are hanging on with us and you love watching us, which is awesome. I don't understand it necessarily, especially when I ran on like this sometimes, but these reviews that we're doing, it's just to fill a need, find a need, fill a need, whatever that was, Copper Bottom or no, whatever that dude's name was, remember, on Bots? That was Robots or whatever that movie was. I remember the kids watched it years ago. But it's this is just filling a need that we have right now, and we're still looking. I mean, we're not wanting to go in head over heels on a lot of stuff, so we're kind of in a limbo state. That's why I haven't gone out and went out and bought a brand new truck. That's why we didn't go out and buy a brand new, house in a neighborhood that the homes are, for a house like this would be $350,000. Literally, the house that we live in, with the property that we have, okay, the house needs some attention still. But if this house was completely done exactly the way we wanted it, if you just picked it up and dropped it 2 miles in that direction, if you dropped it, the house now becomes a $300,000 home. It's just a location thing. We didn't want to get into that because we know what kind of commitment we'd have to make, and we want to stay uncommitted to a lot of things. So we could be fluid. We could be fluid if something comes up. And we, quite honestly, we like the idea of being on the cheap side of things, so we have extra income that we might be able to purchase, at a drop of the hat, certain things. Or we'd be able to make quick changes to do, what we want to do. So that's it. I rambled on a lot. This was a long one. It's looking at the little clock here, 23 minutes. Let's wait. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, 24 minutes. All right, I got to get to work.